So, all y'all left a lot of hateful and hurtful comments on the last one, saying my deck was not a Blue Eyes deck, even though it's clearly Guard Dragon Blue Eyes, saying multiple different things like there's not enough Blue Eyes cards or something like that. You don't have to have 3 alternatives. You don't have to have all the stones. Hell, I've seen a couple of Blue Eyes decks online that only run 2 Blue Eyes White Dragons. It's insane. It's stupid, but it's still a Blue Eyes deck. If it supports normal dragon monsters with 3,000 or more attack and 2,500 defense, which are level 8, it supports Blue Eyes, and it's essentially a Blue Eyes card even if it doesn't have it in the name. But I'm going to choose to take your comments a different way. You want a more pure version of Blue Eyes. This guy just came out. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning into Team Forbidden's YouTube page. It is I, Seto-sama Fanatic, the resident Blue Eyes Master on the channel, and ultimate Seto Kaiba fanboy. New Blue Eyes update. Alternative Ultimate is finally out. Let's get into how I'm running this deck. So, first and foremost, 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons. I really don't have to explain this. Heart and soul of the deck. Still the strongest vanilla in the game. My new favorite copies to use in the deck because the Firekeeper got me a 3rd undamaged one, and let's just be honest, this artwork is really sick, and it's the 3rd most expensive Blue Eyes on the market right now, right behind the DDS and the Dual Terminal. I don't know, maybe this is over the Dual Terminal, I haven't checked recently. 3 alternatives. Reveal Blue Eyes from hand. Special summon. You can pop a card once per turn. It can't attack that turn. You run 3 because you don't care if you discard them. Because you have Dragon's Mirror, and it's treated as Blue Eyes in the graveyard. Next, 1 Dragon Spirit of White. Basically wanted something else to summon from stones, and there were situations in test hands and in practice where it actually came up. Also, 1 of each, Legends and Ancients. Again, situations came up where I needed the other. I was originally running 2 of the stones, just like in the Guard Dragon version. Possible update for that coming soon, by the way, with the dangers now being affordable. I think it's the only way to play the deck and be able to stop Nibiru before it wrecks your entire board. So, possible update to that coming soon. We'll see how that plays out. Because you need to get to the stuff, 2 Sage, he's back for a little while. Don't forget that he also has the hand effect as well, where you just send an effect monster from your hand to the graveyard, and then you just special summon any Blue Eyes from your deck. 2 King of the Swamps. It's Ultimate Blue Eyes. This card can be discarded to search for polymerization, and it can be a fusion material in the graveyard. So, 9 times out of 10, he's great for Dragon's Mirror. And you've heard me talking about Dragon's Mirror a lot. We'll get to it. Hand traps galore. You're going second. Effect Veiler, because you can search it with Sage. Ogre, because it's probably one of the best hand traps in the game right now. And Ash, because it's Ash Blossom. It's a card that arguably should never have been printed, but as I've grown and use this card, I've come to see it more as a necessary evil than anything else. So that's it for the monsters. On the spells, 3 Melody, because you need to search your monsters to get the fusion materials all together. 2 Bingo, because it's Bingo Machine Go. You run 3 alternative, you run 3 Blue Eyes, you run 3 ultimate creature. I see a lot of people running only 1 ultimate creature with Bingo Machine Go. This is very incorrect. Let's just get this out of the way. 3 ultimate creature destruction. Only trap card in the deck. Target Blue Eyes monster, unaffected by everything. If it battles a monster, it dies if it's not destroyed by battle. And if Blue Eyes is summoned, you can just set it directly from the graveyard, and it's banished during the end phase. So, let's get Ultimate Creature out of the way. That's the only traps. 2 Bingo Machine. 2 Dragon Shrine. Let's see, you send, this, again, helps with Dragon's Mirror, and furthering your other plays. To Return of the Dragon Lords, because it's Return of the Dragon Lords. Blue Eyes is a level 8 dragon. So is Alternative. You do stuff with that. 1 Monster Reborn. It's Monster Reborn. I should not have to explain this card. 2 Trade-In. We originally had 3 in this build, and then we took it to a tournament and tested it out, and it bricked with multiple trade-ins in hand. I think 2 is the proper number for this. We'll see how that goes and how I incorporate it in the Danger build, because it's a lot better in there, but it's trading. You discard a level 8 dragon, draw 2 cards. I shouldn't have to explain anything else on that one. 1 Polymerization. Just the 1. You run the 2 King of the Swamp and the 1 Polymerization. The reason you only run the 1 Polymerization is there's a lot of stuff that you can do without the Ultimate Fusions. Yes, the goal is to get the Ultimate Fusions, but you're not always going to get them out. But when you do, my God, does it feel good. I've been waiting 20-something years to get them out, and oh my God, it feels so good. That's counting the original Blue Eyes Ultimate, who is unfortunately not in this deck profile, but why would you run the... You have 2 vastly superior alternatives, pun totally intended. Speaking of, 2 Dragon's Mirror, because no Solid Boy. You probably noticed that. Not so solid dragon. Why? Because Blue Eyes is always either in your hand or in the graveyard. It's never in your deck. If it is, you do your fastest to get to the graveyard as soon as possible, and that's where this guy comes in. So, you can Dragon Shrine 2 materials, then just summon an alternative, and boom! There you go, your Dragon's Mirror is live. And then, 3 Begone Demon Child! No hand traps today, sir. Unless it's infinite impermanence, which it really doesn't affect this deck whatsoever. So yeah, that's the main deck, 40 cards. Onto the extra deck, we have 2 Neo Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Sam, Team Sam X1, shout out to you. What the hell are you thinking? Always run 2 copies of this card. Graveyard Effect. Read the card. For those who don't know what this card does, because I don't think we've had it on the channel before, it's Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon, except it has an effect this time. If it's the only card you control, or only face-up card that you control, you battle an opponent, it attacks, you can send another Blue Eyes Fusion monster from your extra deck to the graveyard, and then it can attack again 2 times after that initial first attack. It's a triple attacker if you have the materials in your extra deck to send to the graveyard. What a lot of people don't utilize is that last effect, which is target protection from the graveyard. That's why you always carry 2 copies of this card. Your first, second attack, you always send the second. That way, if they ever have a targeting effect that they can activate, if they somehow live, you can just banish it from the graveyard and negate the targeting effect. Yes, it's a negate effect. 2 of the new boy. Blue Eyes Alternative Ultimate Dragon. This card almost single-handedly replaces Chaos Max. 4,500, fuses 3 Blue Eyes, can pop a card on the field once per turn and you can't attack. If you fuse it with Alternative Dragon, however, remember, Alternative Blue Eyes White Dragon's name is treated as Blue Eyes White Dragon on the field or in the graveyard. Unless that effect is being activated, you can use him for material for this. He pops 3 cards instead. Oh, and he also can't be targeted or destroyed by opponent's card effects with a 4,500 attack body. Yes, please. I only summoned him once. This guy's your OTK guy. This guy's the guy that you basically just sit on the game and then you just go from there. 2 Blue Eyes Twin Burst Dragon. If I were going to continue to play this deck, which I might for the time being, I'd probably cut this down to 1. The second one rarely comes up, but it's still kind of nice to have that second copy. You really don't go into your extra deck all that much, except to go into the fusions and occasionally the synchros. Speaking of the synchros, Spirit Dragon, Azure Eyes, Black Rose Moonlight. You could run a Stardust in here. You could replace the second Twin Burst with a Stardust Spark Dragon just to get, rank 8 plays. Speaking of rank 8s, Dragluon. Special summon Dragon from the hand if it's the only monster you control. I put this in here because it actually came up in testing where I had a way to make a rank 8 and a Dragon's Mirror in hand, but no way to get the third Blue Eyes, which was in my hand in the graveyard. Dragluon, special summon, make Dragluon, special summon the Blue Eyes, boom, link off for Hermetic Seal, there, you've got your Blue Eyes Ultimate Fusion. And Hope Harbinger, because it's Hope Harbinger. And then Link monsters, we got a Hit-Boy, because they're all light, Blackluster Soldier, because they're big level 8 monsters, you can do stuff with Blackluster Soldier, Hieratic Seal, because the majority of them are dragons, and Linkuriboh. So, very quickly into the side deck. Kaijus, these are for the Sky Striker matchup. Nibiru, this is for screwing combo decks over. Lancia, this is for banished decks. Dark Ruler No More, also for screwing over combo decks. And Red Reboot, and Evenly Matched to say F you back row decks. Ultimate Blue Eyes, that's the deck profile. No diffusions in here. I don't think that combo is very good. It's way weaker to hand traps, and yeah, you can OTK, but yeah, you draw diffusions and no way to summon Ultimate Dragon. Yeah, what are you gonna do? Send Thunder Dragon back to the graveyard? They'll just summon it again next turn. So in my idea, the diffusion build is explosive, but I don't think it's that good. It's extremely bricky and just dies harder to hand traps than even the Guard Dragon build does. So yeah, that's Ultimate Blue Eyes. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down below for notifications, and we will catch you guys later.